Thank you, Melissa. My name is Larry Biannotti, and I have been in the healthcare field for about 30 years. I've also been a professor of leadership, strategy, human resources for about the same time period, maybe a little more at various Bay Area universities. And I think what really led me to this program, having taught in many MBA programs over the years, is just what I see in the emerging field of opportunity pertaining to healthcare. And we're kind of early adopters here to provide this Master of Health Administration program. And I was really keen on becoming part of this institution here at California North State, being part of a great faculty, being there to participate with students to really deliver some successful outcomes in terms of what we can offer the next generation of leaders in healthcare.
I'm Dr. Maya Heinert. I'm an emergency doctor, and I've spent most of my career in emergency rooms and trauma centers around the nation, caring for children and their families. And also in my career, I've spent quite a bit of time in various practice settings in medicine, in small private practice, in large group settings, in hospitals, in administration and leadership.
So I was actually enrolled in an MBA online program when I came across this MHA program, and when I went to the open houses and found out more about it, I decided to switch to this MHA program.
I recently received my undergrad from Sac State, in which upon completing that degree, the euphoria had diminished of that completion, and I realized that I wanted to return to school to not only pursue a career, but for individual growth. And upon looking for different programs, the MHA program was one that had caught my eye, and ultimately I'm excited with my decision.
My name is Yang Sun. I'm Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and also a professor for the MHA program. California North State University, we are a university dedicated to premium healthcare education. The Master of Healthcare Administration program, the MHA program, we actually developed it with kind of a systems engineering approach. So we started with looking at the market, look at the demand and look at the customer needs. When we designed the MHA program, we actually did a lot of field studies and focus group studies with local managers and senior executives in the healthcare industry, so that we know what are the true demands and true needs in the job market.
So the CNU MHA program is actually an excellent program. Faculty here, it's really great. Everyone's very supportive. Our cohort is also very supportive. Everyone is approaching it in a collaborative manner where we can actually grow. And faculty takes the steps to just guide you along the way and coach you actually to be the administrator that is meant to lead with a servant leadership attitude.
So Derek, what have you enjoyed most about the program thus far?
The program is very interactive. In addition, the faculty are very specialized in their own field.
Our best resource is, of course, our professors. We have a very unique group of faculty members that they're not only authorities, academic authorities in their corresponding field, they're also practitioners. They all have senior leadership experiences like CEOs, and they all have extensive experience in the healthcare industry, and they're very well networked in the field. So the way that they can put together organically the theory and the practice and be able to pass that on to students, that capability is unparalleled. It's really hard to find this resource anywhere else.
So I like our format. I like how it works around the schedules of adult students. And also the fact that our faculty, for lack of a better phrase, we practice what we teach. So at one level, the best in thought leadership. At the other level, we've sort of been out in the real healthcare world, and we bring these experiences to the classroom and kind of give the students a reality check and kind of understanding it. So I think that's the primary reason, our program design and the way that the faculty and students engage in the whole healthcare experience.
That was actually why I switched from my fully online MBA program, and when I saw the format of this class, I was like, oh, I want to get that in-person experience. And
Absolutely. The experience has been really rewarding. Coming out of Sacramento State College with a business administration degree in general management and supply chain logistics, my healthcare background was very minimal. Part of this program is actually Dr. Heinert's course, in which really builds a foundation behind healthcare and is a pivotal cornerstone to learning a lot about how healthcare works, how you can get back to the community, and it really brings purpose to what you're doing outside of the bounds of purely receiving a degree.
Exciting. I teach the overview of healthcare, which is, in my experience as a doctor and in administration, it's given me both the healthcare portion and the business side of medicine. So the course talks about, how we arrived at the state of healthcare in the United States that we have now, the background, how healthcare is delivered in the United States, the economics of healthcare, the markets, supply and demand. We talk about individual rights versus public health, and we talk about the future of healthcare.
you can really tell the passion that all of the faculty have here, and that they truly want the best outcomes for their students and educationally. And you can just really see that in the passion with all the professors, and I really feel like they'll be in my lifelong network moving forward. It's been wonderful.
So Dr. Heiner, what advice might you give a student interested in seeing use MHA?
Like you're doing today, listening to some of the professors and some of the students that are in the program currently and seeing what their experiences are, trying to find out what drives the professors to teach, why are they actually there, and then really listening to the students that are taking the program.
Good teachers teach and great teachers inspire.
The professors maybe bring in very high-profile senior leaders in the healthcare industry as guest speakers into the classroom. Always leverage those moments to try to get a share of their experience, their knowledge, their wisdom. We actually designed MHA in a way that we can help our students to obtain those integrated and comprehensive management skill sets in not only the most effective way, but also the most efficient way. We have a very diverse student body, and everybody comes from a different background. We actually do not limit your background for applying for this program. You can come from any undergraduate background to apply for this program, and we can bring you onto the same page.
So far, how has this program added value to your career and your life?
It's been great with the classes. I've been able to take some of the learnings and apply it directly to my, current role. So it's been great, and I look forward to taking the rest of the concentrations and graduating and finally having that MHA and giving back to the community. Being working full time, being a mom, and it's been manageable.
Bring a good teamwork spirit, because when we do things, we just do things together, and we support each other. We carry each other forward. And when you go to the workplace, you will not only excel in your own work, in your own job, you also make everyone else around you better. That's what the true leadership is.
Thank you.
It's a partnership with the student, and it's the ability to see them learn and grow and be successful. There's nothing more noble, in my view.
That said, the reward you get out of it is substantial. And one thing to keep in mind is as you attend an open house or you talk to the faculty, you're not alone in this endeavor. The faculty is very much behind you. The students are in a cohort basis, so they're all there to support each other. And ultimately, you will have a built family to support you through this journey.